Good morning, YouTube. It's Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Got an important message for y'all this morning. Um, I ain't been able to stream too much. I was trying to get in a couple streams yesterday, but I just had to sit back and watch this election, gather some more, information and intel. And I'm about to break down. I'm about to break down how the voters trying to be. They're trying to steal the vote. They're trying to steal it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've been on different streams. The best stream so far is what Angry Man has done. I need to go check Angry Man now. Angry Man uh, did math. He went down uh, different data as far as in different states, registered voters the prior year compared to this year, and looking at the total votes in a particular state where it's showing like uh, somewhere to 500,000 votes missing still, based on last year's data. And it's about average. You know, um, what I've been looking at is the fact that between the House and the Senate, you got all the votes in for the House and the Senate, okay, which is pretty much settled, but you don't have all the votes in for the presidency, right? Now, the last time I checked as a voter myself, you vote on those people on the same ticket, um, particularly in the states, right? Now, that's the funny thing. Now, even if you're in a different state, it's still the format is still the same. Uh, your House and Senate seat candidates are still going to be on the same ticket in your state with the presidential candidate. All right. So now we have the House and the seat settled, all the votes in, which are on the same fucking ticket, but they're still counting votes for the presidency. Excuse me. So that's the number one proof. It is impossible for you to have all the votes in to determine all the House and Senate seats that's on the same fucking ticket with the presidential candidates and not have all the votes in for the presidential candidates. See, this is some bullshit, family. This shit is easy to understand if you know the voting process, if you know the ticket formatting, you know. But just y'all keep it at the top of the list. Keep that at the top of the list. Now let's go back, right? The very first night of the election, they were calling everything for Biden early. I think they literally only called maybe like 2 or 3 states at a decent time frame for Trump. Kentucky, Indiana, what was it? Kentucky and Indiana. I do believe could have been between West Virginia and South Carolina. Those are about the only few states that they kind of timely called for Trump, set the tone. Everything for Biden was called early. They called Virginia when Trump was smoking Biden in Virginia early. So it's like, all right, that was the whole trend that up until now. Everything that turned red and Trump led in that went way over 50%, all the way up into 90-some%, they have still not called. And they stalled all night. Now this goes back to all these media networks, mainstream media networks, like Fox, CBS and all that. All that stuff is Democratic ran. Because the commentators, the reporters, the hosts on all those shows, all your mainstream media. I think CNN was the only one, like I said, that I seen that night that was bipartisan, neutral. Google, oh my God, we don't even get into them. But these people were literally rooting for Biden. And they were hesitant and stalling, uneasy, in the direction and narrating, the actual election. Now, the Associated Press, I'm done with them. Associated Press, as far as I'm concerned, prove that they're Democrats. You know, so the majority of the coverage of the election in mainstream media and parties involved in the election, just like when you see the debates, every moderator they had for all the debates were all Democratic. You know, cutting the time off for all the Republicans, shortening it, allowing Democrats to speak more, get more of their point across. I mean, it's asking biased or critical questions of the Republicans. Man, this shit's a joke. This shit's a joke. Yeah, but the Associated Press is trash. Um, so what we got, man, is the deep state is real. It's very real, and when you start getting into 500 plus LGBT candidates get ready to make a move on as many elections as possible. 2 of them already in. Yeah, you go and you have that bill or agenda and policy where they're getting ready to make programs for LGBTQ youth, which the pedo is coming. Yeah, get ready, family. Your kids are under attack. Your kids are going to be under attack. See, the thing about sex ed, right? We had sex ed growing up, somewhere between 7th grade, 9th grade, I believe. Um, which is a reasonable age as far as puberty, hormones and stuff like that, transitioning into a young adult. And then on top of that, it kind of lines up with most states' age of consent law, which ranges from 16, 17, not quite 18. So makes more sense versus going too far in middle school and elementary levels to target your kids for sexuality. So what we've been doing currently is better than somebody running down on the 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7-year-old about sexuality and gender identification. Still kids. So the agenda is coming. So be prepared. So let's get back into this voting bullshit, right? Now, when you look at starting with Virginia, right? Trump was killing Biden in Virginia. All of a sudden, it was lit up in blue for Biden, called for Biden. And then at the very end, I'm talking about hours in, they finally gave the final numbers on Virginia where it showed Biden slightly pulling Virginia out. But the whole time, Trump was up in Virginia by hundreds of thousands of votes. So the stalling tactic with that was a little rushed. They called it early without the votes even showing Biden winning, and then they figured out how they wanted to do and what they wanted to do. I believe, what channel was I on? Yeah, it was Fox. It was Fox News, because it's like, well, should we call Virginia? Because the lady was asking, should we call Virginia? And she was real hesitant. And she seen the numbers, So, yeah, they knew what they were doing. All of them were in on it, right? And this is why you have Nevada stalled, Arizona stalled, pretty much all your battleground states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, all those stalled, right? Excuse me. And also, what's up with the stopping of counting? I mean, who does that? I have never seen that. Why do you stop counting? For what reason? And why does it take so long? This is not like any other election. The counting is done pretty much by the end of the night. And we live in a day and age where the machines and the technology, to help assist in the voting process is way more efficient. And The sham, man, is just obvious. It's obvious. Now, Trump, of course, he's going to contest it, but I would do different things. I would do a combination of things. I wouldn't just file no lawsuit. I would be looking at the voting process rules and see what I can do immediately as far as securing these locations and making sure that these votes can be audited in various ways. I would audit the registered voters in every state. I would audit the actual ballot machines. I would look at the start-stop counting patterns. I would look at the overall counting patterns and see if there's been any resets. I would go through quite a few things. I would secure the actual votes, store them, and audit them and count them by hand or whatever I got to do to make sure there's no duplicates. It's various things that needs to be done. These locations should be secured, and there should be people on site to investigate, as well as carry out these audits. Now, here's the weird thing, right? Biden has got a record amount of votes. He has got more than both the Obama campaigns and the Hillary campaigns, with less Latino voters and less black voters. And Trump has maintained his base from 2016. So some of these votes are fishy. They're like ghost votes. They're floating. So, family, we got to be on the lookout, man. That Democratic Party, man, is crazy, man. It is crazy. What else did I want to say? There was something else I wanted to tell y'all, share with y'all, man. It slipped my mind. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, correspond with the Trump administration, go to the White House, where you can go on that site and say that you want to speak to the president, and send in your thoughts, send in any suggestions on what you think is suspicious. I've sent all mine in. There is some things on the internet showing where a post office employee has came forward that noticed a suspicious activity and talked about how he was instructed to do some of this suspicious activity in regards to handling votes. So the Democratic Party, man, is nothing to be played with. You have to really pay attention to them, be on the lookout for them. It is made up of racists. It is made up of LGBTQ, alternative lifestyle, liberals, the mad black woman. It is made up of many different groups. As you're moving about in the public sector, carrying out your business on a day-to-day basis, do not engage in political conversations. Do not befriend people that you do not know is a conservative. For sure. Keep your activity strictly business, working, making money, education, health and fitness, carrying out your daily routine, your errands and things of that nature. Do not engage in political conversations with people who you do not know that aren't conservative. Okay? This Democratic Party is very dangerous. And they are going to release a lot of legislation that is going to be communist. Okay? And then they're going to make a lot of different things that can turn into allegations and nuisances. If not, restrictions on your freedoms. If this election goes through as the way it's currently showing. But I don't think it's going to go through. I think Trump is going to fight, and I think we're going to discover the voter fraud. and it's going to really set a precedent if we discover this voter fraud and expose it. The things that I looked at, I feel very confident from what I looked at, from what I've seen. I mean, you cannot have the results for the House and the Senate in total that's on the same ballot for the presidential candidates and still have votes going in for the president. Because the numbers for the total votes for all your Senate seats and House seats would change. They would constantly be going up. This shit is crazy, family. I'm out, man. This is your boy Zulu. Got a like, share, subscribe, comment, man. Y'all fuck with me.